Today, we are ranking every single win condition in Clash Royale from least skilled to most skilled to use. And starting off, we have the Elixir Golem, obviously, guys. This is the most no-skill win condition in the game. It is absolutely disgusting, takes no brain at all to use. And yeah, man, we hate to see this card coming. I think that any single person, if they see this being put down, they are pissed. They are not happy, so this has to be last place. I mean, it has to be the most no-skill win condition that there is. Obviously, it still has to get to the tower, as we'll get to that with the other win conditions, but I mean, 3 Elixir, the cost being that low, no brain cells to use. Yeah, man, this is definitely the least skilled card. Next up, if you guys have been watching this channel for a little while, you know what's next. It's the X-Bow. And the only reason the X-Bow isn't last for most no-skill card, it is just because of the cost. 6 Elixir being quite high. I think the E-Golem is slightly less skilled, but this one is not good. This, if you're using this card, please, 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 this game is not for you. I mean, it is absolutely pathetic. It does not take any single ounce of skill in double Elixir. As long as you get the double Elixir, you've basically won the game, and if they don't have a tank like a giant or whatever, you've won the game, right? If you're using anything other than tank decks, the X-Bow player has won, right? This card can be sitting there. You can throw everything at it. He has Log, he has Fireball, he has Knight, he has everything in front of it. He just starts spamming cards at the bridge to protect the X-Bow. And once everything is gone, that's it. It just locks into your tower and just sits there and destroys the tower from the other side of the arena. I mean, what a joke. What a joke card. It's been a joke card since the start of the game. It's still a joke card years later, so definitely not looking good for the X-Bow. In 19th place, it has to be the Mortar, guys. This card is just like the X-Bow, but cheaper. And when the opponent plays this right, it is just so annoying. It is so no skill. It's on the other side of the arena. Look, if you're gonna get offended by this list, one thing you have to know is that if you are hitting the tower from the other side of this arena, there is no way that that takes skill. I don't, like, the thing is, things like, say, Miner, Goblin Barrel, they're still thrown and land on the other side of the arena and have to be countered that way. Whereas stuff like X-Bow, Mortar, there is no way that these cards take skill when all you have to do is put them at the bridge and start spamming the bridge with different cards. Obviously, as you can see here by the videos showing the Mortar, I mean, what is this? You put it at the bridge and you put something else beside it. And when you have those like meta decks with like the Ice Wizard, the Bats, Skeleton King, all that stuff, look, this card is definitely going to be very, very low on the list. And yeah, it is definitely no skill. So, I mean, I know people are going to be upset by X-Bow Mortar being this low, but it is no skill. It is from the other side of the arena. And the only reason that they're not dead last is because the E-Golem is cheaper. Next, maybe a little bit unexpected, I think the Ram Rider is a very, very low skill card. Obviously, as you can see by the video there, it shoots back at targets while going full speed at whatever building is in its way. I mean, it is no skill. It is definitely no skill, especially in those bridge spam decks with like the P.E.K.K.A, Rage, all that. No, man. This card is diabolical. Very, very no skill. As you put anything down, it starts hitting the thing. Unless it's a tank, it's just going to die. Like if you put Goblin Gang, they just have Zap, and then the Ram Rider just takes over and destroys the rest. I don't know, man. This is not it, man. This card is very no skill. It is 5 Elixir, which is quite a bit of a commitment, but man, it is very, very annoying to come up against. Next up, in 17th place, is the Electro Giant. This card, look, that ring of electricity around it that just destroys any swarm units, that is no skill. And obviously, as you can see by the video again, the way it works against Inferno and whatever, I mean, this card is very, very no skill. It does a lot of the work for you. It takes out these small units. The only way to really counter it is big units. And so if you don't have that, it's over. Building or big unit, it's kind of over. So yeah, man, this is definitely going to be very high up here at 17th place in the no skill category. Man, it is not looking good. It is not looking good for the E-Giant. In 16th place, it is definitely the Goblin Giant. I mean, this card is, especially in that brainless Chef Tower deck with the P.E.K.K.A and the Rage and the Goblin Curse, extremely no skill. It could even be higher than the Electro Giant, but the reason is that the Spear Goblins doing the damage isn't as much as the electricity. It's not as annoying, and it's not as powerful as the electricity of the Electro Giant. But the Goblin Giant, especially the evolution, even the normal one, extremely low skill card. It hurts the small units again as it passes by, and synergizes with those absolutely brainless decks like the P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Giant deck. So, man, it is definitely going to be high up here for a lack of skill if you use this card. But obviously, we're now getting into some cards that take a little bit more skill than just 0, like the E-Golem. But yeah, man, it is still not looking good here, and this is a low skill card. Next up is the Balloon. Now look, hear me out. The Balloon is very no skill for the one simple fact that it destroys decks that don't have air, right? You are using the Balloon because you are scared to fight on the ground. You know that they might not have that much air. They might just have a Dark Goblin, or they might just have a Firecracker, and that's it. And so the Balloon, especially if they don't have a building and lack of air, super no skill. You just put the Lumberjack down and you put the Balloon, and there you go. That's your whole push. There's no brain, there's no thought behind it. Lumberjack, Balloon, have your arrows ready in double elixir. I mean, that's no skill if you ask me. That doesn't take any sort of brain power to understand. So it is a very low skill deck archetype and win condition, and that's why it is here in the 15th place. Now this one might be a little bit controversial, but I am putting the Royal Giant here at 14th place, and the reason for that is because, especially the evolution, it is just destroy swarm. So if you swarm it around the unit, as you can see by the video, it just disintegrates everything, which is very no skill. But beyond the Evo, just the 6 elixir giant that has a cannon and shooting things from far away. I mean, it does so much damage and counters quite a bit of decks. Like, man, it is annoying to come up against. It's not really super no skill. Obviously, with it being 6 elixir, it is a lot, but it is quite no skill, especially if used in the right hands with the monk in front of it. I mean, this is it's not the most high skill, and I think most people will agree that it's not the most high skill deck archetype to use. So it is gonna be down here. I don't really hate it that much, but I know a lot of people do, so it definitely deserves the 14th place here for lack of skill. Next up is definitely going to be probably disagreed with a lot of people, but it is the Royal Hogs, and the reason is the Royal Hogs, the actual deck, with the Archer Queen, the skeletons, whatever, it is a very high skill deck. I think no one can argue with that. It takes a lot of skill to use that. But I am going basically just based off the win conditions here. So the Royal Hogs themselves have 4 units. You can split them. You can put them together. A building doesn't really counter it unless it's a bomb tower. So it is, I don't know, man. Because if I put a cannon down and nothing else, they just go right through it. If I put a Tesla down, nothing else, they go right through it. If I put an Inferno down and nothing else, they go right through it. So buildings don't even counter this. And there's just so many units that you can split them. You can do a bunch of stuff. It is pretty much no skill. Next up is the Skeleton Barrel, right? The Skeleton Barrel here at 12th place. Now we're kind of in the middle of the pack, so it's kind of skill, kind of not skill. It's easily countered, but in double elixir, when things start getting chaotic, this is a pretty much spam card. You just put it at the edge of the bridge and hope it gets to the tower and does the free 300 damage, or with the Evo, the free 700 damage when this drops. It's not the most skilled thing that there is, but it's easily counterable. It just becomes a spam unit at the end of the game, so that's where I'm putting this kind of high up a little bit for the no skill. But overall, it's not really that annoying and it's not really that powerful. It's just kind of spammy. So I don't know if you guys will agree with this one, but I think it deserves to be right in the middle of skill and no skill. Next up is the Lava Hound, guys, and this one, again, you guys might not agree with this, but the reason that people use the Lava Hound is because they're scared to fight on the ground. They're scared to put their troops on the ground, right? And so you're just hoping that they don't have air. If they have no Tesla, if they have no Dark Goblin, Firecracker, whatever, then you're gonna get to the tower and do free chip damage, and then have your probably air units behind it with the balloon and a bunch of other no-skill stuff. Like, you know, it's... The reason it's skill is because you have to be careful with the elixir. 7 elixir is a lot, and obviously you have to put it in the back and probably sacrifice a ton of damage on your other tower if you're using this. That's why it's not really high up. I think 11th place for this is really not that bad, but it's the, you know, the fact that no one really has enough to defend this. Like, you're not going to have Inferno Dragon really, or Inferno Tower, so it's a little bit no skill, but I do see where the skill would come into it, and that's why it is right in the middle, I feel like. Now, next up is the Wall Breakers. Okay, so the reason the Wall Breakers are at 10 is because they're 2 elixir, they're pretty much no skill, but they're super weak in terms of health, right? Anything basically stops them. So they can't be up at like 15th and like super no skill. But at the same time, them being 2 elixir, you're basically not losing anything putting them down. And a lot of the time, they'll sneak by and just get a hit on your tower. You don't really have to think to use them, right? I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like 10th is fine for the Wall Breakers because they're, again, kind of in the middle. A little bit skill because you have to put them at the right time. You can't just put them and that's it. But yeah, man, if they have anything, it stops it. Zap stops it. Log stops it. I mean, that, I don't know. They're not skilled, but they're not unskilled. They're kind of just, you know, so they're gonna get 10. Next up is the Miner. Okay, so the Miner can be obviously put anywhere on the map, so that obviously is not really skill, but the reason it's up here is because it's easily countered. As you could see, even by that, it's basically countered. It does like no damage hitting your tower, like basically nothing. It has to be used as kind of a distraction. It can't just be used as a win condition itself. It could be, you could just do minor poison, whatever, but it is not really no skill. I don't think that this card is a lack of skill. I don't think that it's annoying, really. I don't think that it just takes over the game completely. Very easily counterable, pretty easy to predict where they might put it. I think that now we're getting into the territory where these cards somewhat take skill to use. So yeah, the Miner, you can't just have like a dummy using the Miner and win the game. Like, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know when to put him out there and when to support him with your other troops, right? So that's why I think he's in the top 10, and I think he is somewhat a skilled win condition to use. Next is the Goblin Barrel, and I already see everyone getting upset with this ranking. The reason why the Goblin Barrel is here is because he is very easily countered by basically any spell. He is very easily countered by surrounding the tower, even with just Goblin Gang, Firecracker, Bowler. There's a ton of things. Actually, Firecracker's not really that great, but Executioner. There's a ton of things that will stop the Goblin Barrel from doing anything all game, especially if they have 2 spells, like Log and Arrows. You've lost. The Goblin Barrel is not going to do anything. It is only really used in log bait, but it has to still be calculated. You can't just be throwing barrels whenever you want. You have to understand when you want to throw your barrels. So it's, I mean, I can definitely see people getting upset by this, but look, 3 elixir, you throw it, they can log it for a positive trade. They can zap it, it won't do really any damage. They can do a bunch of stuff. If they surround their tower, if they have a building nearby, it's really not going to do anything. And only works well if synergized with a knight going into tank and other things and stuff like that. So look, I'm going to have to say it is 8th place here. It is pretty high skilled because alone it's not going to do anything. It's not really seen as a good win condition. So that's why it's here. Don't get angry. It's definitely more skilled than a lot of other things on this list. Following that up, the next card is going to be the Goblin Drill here at 7th place. The Goblin Drill is pretty skilled to use. It's not really a beginner-friendly card. You have to understand when to play it, how to play it, what counters it well. And yeah, man, it is, I don't think that it's no skill. I think that it is quite skilled. And so it is up here at the high end of more skilled win conditions. It can be used on defense, it can be used on offense, but if you don't use it correctly, if they have the right counters, this card is going to do nothing. On top of that, the Evo is, yeah, man, it is not good. It is a pretty much a waste. Yeah, so this card I think is pretty skilled. When I see someone using it, it's pretty much respect, right? It's not like, oh, wow, this is so annoying. So That's why it's going to be up here, and it is considered by me to be a decently skilled win condition. Next up is going to be the Hog Rider. The Hog Rider, to me, is a skilled card. And the reason for that is it has to actually get through all the troops and get to the tower. If they have a building, if they have, I don't know, like a tank, like a P.E.K.K.A, it is done. This card will not do anything all game. And it does suffer a lot in certain matchups, especially if they have a building. They have to rely on Firecracker decks, like Firecracker, to get free damage on the tower. That's a no-skill card. It's not a win condition, so it's not on the list, but it would be very high up. That Firecracker is nonsense. So, but that's besides the point. The Hog Rider, to me, does take skill. It does take, you know, at least some sort of brain power to know, okay, let's go with a Hog here. We've baited out the cannon. We baited out the big unit. Let's go in, or he's low on elixir. Let's go in and rush. So I feel like it's skilled. That's why it's up here in 6th place. And yeah, I don't think that this is, I'm not annoyed when I see a Hog just use a building, right? And the game's basically over there. So yeah, to me, it is a skilled card. Next up, we're gonna go with the Battle Ram. I think the Battle Ram as a win condition is overall not the strongest. It's pretty weak and has to be used correctly to be effective. There is a bridge spam deck with the Battle Ram in it, but overall, you know, no one's really scared of this card. The Evo is quite decent, obviously getting repeated damage constantly, but overall, it's easy to be stopped. I mean, the Evo does just destroy everything in its path, but it is easy to be stopped, especially the normal version, with basically any building, any swarm unit, any tank. You know, it doesn't do that much damage. As you can see, 500 damage at level 11 there. It's not really a lot. I don't know. To me, it's a skilled win condition. It does take effort to use brain power to actually get it to the tower and stuff like that. So I think 5th place is a good skilled rating for this card. Next on this list is going to have to be the Giant. Here in 4th place, I think it is the 4th most skilled win condition in the game at the moment. Just because, look, it's an Arena 1 card, right? It doesn't have anything flashy. It doesn't do anything crazy. If used incorrectly, it's basically useless. Any card counters it, essentially. It's really not that crazy. And it has to be used at the right time. You have to know when to Giant in front of your troops, when to not Giant in front of your troops. It can lose you the game. If you Giant at the wrong time, they have the Inferno, or they have anything that just takes out your push, you've lost. The counter push is going to be insane because it's soaking up a lot of that damage. It does really well against X-Bow, which is good. But yeah, man, overall, this card is not anything crazy. It's not anything annoying. You're not upset when you see it. I think it is a very respectable win condition, and it does take skill to know when to use it. In my opinion, I think that it is a pretty skilled card. Next, I'm going to go with the Golem here. The Golem is in the top 3 for most skilled win conditions. I think that 8 elixir being the cost is absolutely insane. If you put that down in single elixir, you've basically lost the other tower, depending on what the opponent's playing, but you've basically lost the other tower that you have. So you are basically sacrificing the tower to get one big push to potentially win the game if he doesn't have the right cards to defend you. If he doesn't have an Inferno tower, if he doesn't have a high damage unit, if he has a bunch of swarm troops, like, yeah, you could probably win the game here with that one push, but you are taking a big risk. And I think in the community in general, it is a very respected win condition, a very respected card, and it does take skill to make sure that it works and wins you the game. So definitely in my top 3 skilled win conditions would be the Golem. Although it is annoying because, you know, you put that down and you have to take a billion years to try to, you know, take it out of the game, but still I think that it is quite skilled and does take brain power to use. And here in 2nd place, guys, is going to be the Graveyard. I think that most decks can counter the Graveyard. If you're not using the Cannoneer, I mean, why is the video like all the way in the top left corner here? I don't know, we're not really seeing much, but the Graveyard does take skill. Look, at the end of the day, if you have any sort of unit, a Dark Goblin, even a Knight, anything, a Dark Prince, the Graveyard is countered. You have to know exactly when to use it, and a lot of matchups go against the Graveyard. I think there's tons of counters to this card and tons of decks currently in the meta that absolutely destroys it if it's not used correctly. I think that with it being 5 elixir too, it's not very easy to pull off. Sometimes you have a good push going, but you can't afford it, and if you put it down, you've lost your other tower. A lot of it comes down to tower trading. You go in with the 5 elixir Graveyard, you've lost the other tower because he has a push coming down. you know, I think to me it does take skill. That is why it is the second most skilled win condition in my opinion. And yeah, it does not do well for matchups either. So yeah, definitely a skilled win condition. And in first place, guys, obviously the Three Musketeers. 9 elixir for this win condition that can just get Fireball logged for 6, or Fireballed and just basically that's it for 4. Gets countered by so many different things. Is not really that versatile. You probably need an elixir collector to make this work. I mean, there are so many drawbacks to using this win condition that if you can pull it off and win games with this, you have my respect. This, in my opinion, is the most skilled win condition in the game. I think that, look, if you're gonna make this work, you have to be smart. You have to be smart. You can't just play it down and enjoy it doing everything for you, right? You can't just spam with it. You have to play it at the right times. You have to be wary of your elixir. If you play it, you might as well just give your tower away. I mean, it is just not a good win condition. But if you can make it work, that is a lot of skill. That is a ton of skill. So there you guys have it. The Three Musketeers, definitely number 1. And that is my list for the most skilled, or like a ranking from the least skilled to the most skilled win conditions in Clash Royale. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, join the channel, be a channel member. It's all in the description down below. Obviously, it is not required. It is just appreciated if you want to support the channel. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you guys would want to see ranked. Maybe Evos, whatever you guys want, leave it in the comments down below. But yeah, man, this was really fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.